All right. Early morning. Couple different things this morning. First, let's go over here. We're going to do a mail day. And then we're going to do a 3, 2, and 1 hunt. And scope if we get anything in the hunt that's worth keeping, anything 60s or older. Scope them for any errors. First, do our black glove love. Alright, so I bought this particular package. If I remember what it is, which I think I do, for one particular card. One particular card. Or card. There. Got cards on the mind because last night's After Dark stream. I forget which seller it came from. This was bought for one particular coin. It is a 79 proof set. Come on. One of these flip sets. Bought solely for the Susan B. Anthony proof. That is the coin it was bought for. I don't know. This might not be able to be pulled off. Yeah, these are a little bit better than what I was cracking into before. This might take a little bit more work. Probably have to come back to getting this cracked. Maybe not. We'll see. Yeah, she doesn't want to crack very well. I gotta get this framing off is what I gotta get off. And that might just be if my knife will do it or not. I think once the framing's off, I think this will probably crack pretty easy. Could be wrong. Oh, there we go. Some people don't crack proof sets. I particularly don't mind doing it. Especially if there's a coin in it I want. There we go. There's some of it. So we got the nickel out. And the penny popped. Still ain't to the one coin I want. I gotta pop chat out here. Spin that. Or Jack Stacks, how you doing? Thanks for swinging in this morning. Come on. I'm gonna have shards all over the office for sure, but all right, so there's that. The one coin I buy this for, I cannot get to. I need a screwdriver is what I need for sure. Good morning, Jack Stacks. Haven't I seen you in a stream before? I don't know. You know, I didn't think these particular sets were going to be as tough as they are. Cracked one the other day, you just twisted it but obviously these older ones, you know, like anything, they make things better back in the day. All right, well, anyways, we're gonna get on to the hunt, but that's the coin that it was bought for. I'll get that little screwdriver in there, crack that open. We'll get the rest of them onto there later. First time from England. Well, that's cool. So you definitely got different coins than I'm used to seeing. Well, you stumbled into just a collecting channel for the most part. Cards, coins first, cardboard cards second, and comics third. You won't see comics on the stream too often, but you see a lot of coin stuff. So we got 3 of them cracked out. I'll have to work on that a little bit more after the stream. But then our typical coin roll mornings. Hey, I appreciate that. Very cool of you. Our typical coin roll mornings or evenings, depending on when I'm doing things and when I can get on here. I call it the 3, 2, and 1. Usually 3 rolls of one denomination, 2 rolls of another, and then 1 roll of, typically the 1 roll will be a dollar roll. I appreciate the sub. So let's start with the first quarter roll of the morning. Nothing on the end that is sticking out. Ring of death on that already? Yeah, looks like it. I appreciate the sub. Channel's growing slow, but it is a very niche kind of channel, I guess. So we keep everything 60s and older. A lot of collectors won't keep anything beyond like 59, but I am a fan of the 1960 coins. Jack Stacks 64. I will definitely check that out for sure. What's the channel subject? All right, let's spin through these. Anything 60s is going to be a keep or older. Or there's a 69. 70D. There we go. There's a 1940. Let's do this. So 1940s. I don't think there's a real low mintage year for 40. The D and S are the under 100. It's a D. So 43 million. So there's another save for this roll. Hit a couple straight up 1940s in the last couple hunts. Stacking gold and silver in chat. Well, then I will definitely be there for sure. If you look at some of my past videos, I'm more of a silver fan because gold is very expensive. It's a little bit easier to, play with silver. But I like some of the bullion stuff. 78. You'll see, like not too long ago I picked up a 5-ounce coin of Ulysses S. Grant, which is probably my favorite of the collection right now. Oh, you actually, American coins are your go-to, huh? 1941, there we go. And let's see, 41. Well, S is always going to be the lowest, but D's 53 million. And it is a D. I'm almost positive that's a D. It's a messed up D, but it is a D. So we're doing already pretty decent in this first roll this morning. We've put 3 on the board. This particular camera shot, I got to get just perfect at the right distance, or it does not want to be nice and clear for. Here's an 05 or 04. The Buffaloes are 05s. How often do you get to jump on there, Jack? I will head over after the stream this morning, and before I leave the office here, I will definitely sub. 92. Plastic there. 98. 80D. Doesn't look like there's anything extremely going to be old left on the table. 64, so there's a board, there's a keeper. 21. 12. Well, that'll be cool to occasionally converse with somebody from across the pond. 23p, no major. So kind of how I do my streams is I'll do a hunt like this of anywhere between, you know, 6, maybe 8 rolls. I don't really do the boxes that a lot of people will do. They'll sit and do a video of boxes. But I will do a couple rolls, and I'll pull out my hits, which are 60s or earlier, and then I'll pile the other ones, and then they eventually get sorted out into decade dates, where like all the 80s go in a little jar, and all the 90s go in a little jar, and then we'll take eventually a jar goes to what I call a scope stream, where I end up scoping them all for mint errors. So I'm a mint error hunter too, I guess. Do you want to say? But here it's like when I actually do the hunt, I'm looking at the date, pulling out my hits as far as the date hits, and then just doing a quick, like, I call it a naked eye check of like any errors that would stand out with the naked eye, like a big crack or a big die chip or something like that. Well, I can't say I've been in it for years either. I'm probably 6 months, maybe pushing a year now into the coin thing. I essentially kind of ended up in it because I inherited a collection from my grandfather and just recently started going through it to basically take inventory of that collection, which is what you will see on the channel as I go, you know, is going through what he essentially left. But like I said, I do all kinds of things on the channel. I collect different firearms and stuff, and then you'll see cardboard, like TCG cards and stuff, but those usually only end up on the live that I call After Dark in the Backwoods. Alright, so we got a 4 nickel hit on that roll. Hey, that would be much appreciated. So into the second roll of nickels. I will do the same from my end. Although you're giving your channel a shout out right now, it looks like. And I wrecked this glove. I must have put a cut in this. I must have put a cut in that glove when I was trying to break open that mint set. Yeah, that mint set was much stronger than the other ones that I was breaking open. 87. So I'm kind of a nickel fan. Well, I'm a huge small dollar fan. I like the small dollars, the presidentials, as much as Susan B. Anthony is a hated coin in the community from what I've learned over the past couple months. I do like Susan B. Anthony coins, which is obviously why I bought that mint proof set, because I wanted a proof into the collection. 98. A weird looking 18. Very weird kind of. Got a goofy kind of finish to it, or particular wear. Buffalo. I don't see a speared buffalo, but it will be checked at some point. I usually try to get on a couple times a week. Different aging to that one. Almost looks older. The only coin really that I don't probably do hardly anything with are dimes. 65. Is that a 5? Yeah, that's a 5. So there's a 65. There's the first. And that looks like it might have a pretty good... that might be a scratch. I was going to say maybe a die crack, but probably a scratch. But there's the first one on the board for that roll. So small dollars are probably my first chase and what I like to collect. Then I think it would probably go to nickels or quarters, and then the pennies. I think everybody kind of likes to mess with pennies a little bit. Like I was saying, the only thing I really don't do is I don't really dabble in dimes too much. They're hard to look at. They're small, and I'm not the only one. I think I've watched other coin guys on YouTube say they hurt my eyes when I try to, look at them. And granted, you can throw it on the microscope and it blows it up, but a little bit slower of a roll right now. We're only at 1. But I do appreciate you stopping in there, Jack. And the sub. I guess I don't do a lot of... Most of the videos you see end up posted on the channel are actually videos that are cut out of these lives. Just because I hit something that's worth cutting out of the live and making it a short form video. That was obviously an ender at some point. Might have been the ender in this roll. So this is looking like it's going to be a 1-coiner. That's still really nice. I think we hit the last hunt, I don't know, 2 days ago or so. I think I got 109 nickel and 109 penny, which the 09s, that's a nice looking one still. Probably a 23, 21. Or the 09s seem to be hard to come by. All right, last of the 3 nickels. Don't look like there's anything on the enders. This might be a little bit older. It's losing some sheen there. And I have no schedule for streams either, so if you're still hanging out there, Jack. I just kind of, whenever I can get on, a lot of times it'll be a couple times during the weekends. All right, let's see. Last of the 3 nickels in our 3-2-1 hunt for the morning. 64D. We're gonna move things up on the mat here just so we can keep them in roll order. Investable collectibles. Good morning, buddy. What are you up to this morning? I was gonna say weekend, but I keep forgetting that it is only Thursday. I tried earlier. I don't think you were here yet. Investable. I did a mail day unpackaging of a 1979 mint proof set because I got it for the proof Susan B. Anthony in it. Tried cracking it open. I'm almost to Miss Susan. But these 79, these are the ones that are black and they have the little black flip cover case to them. This is better quality product than some of the 80s and 90s stuff. But I did get the 3. I got the nickel out and I got the penny and I got the half out so far. So after the stream, I'll get the rest. Yeah, well, it's funny because the last one, Littlefoot. Morning. Thanks for swinging in. The last proof that I broke into, you literally could I just took it and cranked it. And, but that was like one of those purple ones from the 80s. And, obviously, a little less quality of a container. But I will get in there. Like I said, I only bought it for the Anthony because I wanted a proof Anthony in the collection, which I didn't have yet. I'm going to try to find a silver one too. 79. Falling asleep around 10. Yeah, I got on. What did I get on? I got on about 9:40. My night ones, I think I set for about 9:40ish. Oh, look at that. 85 Canadian. It's not something we particularly get excited about, but we'll set it aside. I picked up a Canadian, didn't even know it. But yeah, usually about 9:30, 9:40 is when I'll get on if I do night streams, and you'll see the difference on a night stream. You know, the ones that I call After Dark in the Backwoods, they're a little bit more chaotic. It's not just coins. A lot of times I will throw cardboard cards into it, collecting, collectible cards, TCGs. And then whatever ends up happening on an After Dark, is, what happens in the Backwoods stays in the Backwoods, especially on the After Darks. 92D. The majority of last night was I took my whole small jar of the 1990s that I separated out into I separated them out into the 90s decade, and they all went under the scope just to see if I could find anything that was an error. I think I set aside 2 coins. One actually, the I in Monticello. So like the very middle letter, the whole coin had really good strike on the whole word Monticello, except the I was gone. 77. Backwards in 94. Yeah, there's a couple country songs that are kind of like staples for me, you know, because they have Backwoods in the song, and it's actually about, some of them are about the Backwoods and stuff, but because of the copyright thing, you can't really use them channel wise. 88D. Boy, I think we're gonna be one coined on this last nickel roll. Yeah, I'm almost pretty sure that it was like a strike through Greece or something like that, because like the whole, you know, M-O-T or the M-O-N-T and then the cello, C-E-L-L-O, was all extremely well struck. I mean, it was really good, and the I was, I mean, essentially almost non-existent. So I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And I looked at eBay to see, you know, if anybody else had things on there and stuff. And there's a handful of the same exact type of error, but on different letters of Monticello. You know, and some people got it listed for $2, and some people got it. Some people are, you know, delusional and got it listed for $60. So they're all over the place, but I don't really collect for value and the ability to sell. I'm collecting to, you know, to hit the old stuff. Basically just find in a hunt cool stuff. And this looks like it is a one coin roll. 95D. You know, so like I'm looking to hit that. You know. And do I care about selling it? Nope. It's just gonna go in my collection, and I'm gonna be like, hey, you know what? I hit it on a coin roll hunt on this date. All right, so there's our 3 nickel rolls. We at least didn't get skunked. 4, 1, and 1. Not a great nickel roll run, but definitely not one of the better ones. But at least there was no skunk rolls. My mic's going goofy now. I'm going to start weighing them before I crack them, because I've got a document that shows you, depending on how much a roll weighs, it will tell you how many coppers should be in the roll. And it'll be cool to see if we can get close, or if it's like really accurate. I clicked over to the finds of the year there on accident, but so I'll let you guys look at it quick. Let's see what we got. So the parentheses next to the coins are how many rolls that I've hunted of it. I'm getting some quarter rolls today. I want to start the quarters and stuff, and then it's just kind of a breakdown of what we hit that's decent, and then the total number of decade things that we've hit. Hit the wrong screen there. 82D. Should separate these out, but 11. 75. I feel like it's the penny rolls that we typically get a little more skunked on. Typically. 07 that's got some good corrosion on it. 97. And usually I don't know if I've really found anything error-wise that has stuck out naked eye-wise yet in a stream. This is not seeming like it's a great roll. 79, that's getting closer to our save. Here's a dirty one. Ooh. What in the heck is going on there? Looking like an 88. $69D. So there's the first saved the roll there with that one. Nice looking 19. There we go. Unfortunately, she's got a couple spots. But it is, what's that one called again? That's not the presidency. It's the one before that. But definitely give an 09 a hit. I saw that one peeking out from the roll there. I wish it would have been in a little better shape on the obverse. It's not a big deal because these here are actually full BU, and these are only 3 of about probably, I don't know, there's probably more than 20 rolls of these 2009s that I was left by my grandfather in all the different back reverse versions. So it's still a hit in a roll hunt, but not something that we got to get overly excited about because we have an abundance of them in the collection. It's just I have to go through them. Do that on a stream for sure. That'll probably be more of a after dark some night. 88. I was thinking this one might end up being a hit, but 1960D. All right. So penny roll 1 is up to 3. 68D. There's 4. 88. There's a pretty decent looking something, probably newer. Oh no, it's a 13, so it's got a little bit of year on it. $76. I do probably have to update those other screens with the update of... No, I think that they are updated from last stream. I think I did that already. 17D. So once we're through the rolls here, then we'll switch over and we'll scope what I've actually put on the board for finds for the morning. Probably be an hour and a half stream, maybe two hours at the most. I don't see anything else hiding. $83. $91. This one looks a little older that I threw across the mat, but it's a 95. It's funny how the ones that you're like, oh, that looks old, ends up being a 2000 something. All right, well, this roll looks like it's going to be a 4 penny board. That's one of these darker ones are going to make the cut. $85. I'll finish these 3 and then take a sip of coffee. $62. So that turned it into a 5. That turned it into a 5er. All right, last penny roll for the morning. Oh, wait, did we miss a penny? What is that? 81. All right, last penny roll of the morning hunt. I had somebody ask the other day, maybe it was last night, we were talking about it. I don't typically like get boxes of rolls. I'm not a box buyer for the most part. I'll buy a handful of this, a handful of that. And then I like to do these just, you know, a couple rolls of this, couple rolls of that, you know, stream-wise. Because number one, I don't like editing videos a whole lot. That's why most of the videos are just pulled out of lives, because I just don't like taking the time to edit stuff. Here's a darker one, 82. Another 82. Nice looking minty 21. 02. You know, and I really don't want to sit and like go through a whole box of rolls. I mean, eventually over time you end up doing it, but 65, there's the first on the board for that roll. 62. 2 in a row. But I watch a lot of the guys that have the channels where they do a whole box. They'll do a whole box of whatever. They'll pick a denomination. And then the video itself is essentially kind of edited. You know, so you're only seeing the hits and stuff. This penny's got a really... I was going to say that. I picked this up and I'm like, that's got a real sheen to it. And it is a 1970S. I'm going to give that the hit. I knew this was something different when I saw the sheen that it had. Spent 1 hour yesterday making a new short video for upcoming giveaways. Yeah, see, I'm not a fan of. You know, I think the channel description even says it's a. How did I put it? It's an unpolished or something collecting channel. Yeah, good strike on it. You're right, Jack. It had a good strike too, so it just, I don't know. That's gonna probably be one of the coins of the hunt this morning. I don't know if the sheen that's on it is showing up. You know, it definitely is not dull. It's not a dull penny. Still a shiny. Ooh. Corrosion City. So even if, well, that was the third coin for the roll, so that's not a bad roll. 2024. I don't know if there's any chase in 24. I know the 2024 nickel is still being chased pretty good. And then another one. I just picked up a shiny one just to go after it. Was another. $81. I think that's the second 70S that I've pulled in the last 3 streams. I think I did it two streams ago. Shiny. 21D. As always, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Investable, you're always kind of lurking. Which makes doing the stream kind of fun too, you know. Get to talk a little bit. I don't have to sit here and party by myself. Oh. Throwing things around. Got a lot of corroded ones. And that, I'm not going to get a date off of that. Not right now, though. Getting close to my favorite denomination, the small dollar. Minty, minty, minty. This one's going to probably be a hard... Oof. Oh, shows up pretty good. Surprisingly. That's actually not a bad 88. That will probably get set aside once I do the 1980s scope jar. Just because that wasn't a bad looking 88. Another 24. Alright, a couple more coins here. We'll get to the dollars. And then we'll switch over to the scope for probably a half hour, maybe not even that. The scope portion always is determined by how many hits I put on the board, because it is the only coins that we scope during a hunt video. I'm starting to try to get a system down of like how to do, you know, a morning hunt like this, and you know, or what I'm calling now the 3, 2, and 1 hunt, which means 3 rolls of one denomination, 2 rolls of another, and 1 of a final. I just think it makes for a little bit nicer, shorter video or stream. All right, so that is the last of the pennies. Roll 3. I'm gonna try to put a light here too, and that'll light up this little corner here. So 3 pennies out of the last one. You can actually kind of see how that 70 kind of has got a little different look, even though the light's not on it real well. All right, the final roll before scoping. We got a Susan on the end and a Sacagawea on that end. Sounds good, Jack. Thanks for stopping in. Nice meeting you. I will check your channel out for sure as soon as I get done here. And we will talk again soon, hopefully. I will give you a sub for sure. So we know we got one Sacagawea coming. It's hard to do this sometimes. Looks like there's maybe 2 right close to the end there. Now, when I'm looking here, essentially is, obviously the Sacagawea is like, or the Susan B. Anthony's, I like to hang on to all of them. And then 2000p in the Sacagawea, we'll look for the Cheerios. But my chasing the presidents is obviously you're looking for the later date NIFCs. So essentially anything starting in that 2012 area. Let's switch over here. There's an ADP. Not in the best shape. Not going to essentially call that a hit. There's a 01D. 79, and that is appearing to be a D to me, so I get my chat back up. That's gonna be a D. Pretty sure. Here's a sweet, probably semi minty Quincy Adams. Starting to kind of remember where these guys fall. I knew this was an early one. D. 2000p, so there's a check for a wounded eagle. Boy, there's a scratch on it that almost looks like you could call it a spitting eagle, but there's nothing documented for it, I don't believe, and that looks like damage to me. But it'll go next to the hits just because it will be a check on the scope. 2000D. Nothing completely out. I eventually run all these small dollars under the scope too, looking for smaller, another Quincy Adams, smaller errors. Like there's a die chip that can be found on her arm, just that where that second spike kind of hits her arm. Andrew Jackson. I think this is a 7 or an 8. let's get to 80. A minty John Adams. Still circulated though. Abraham Lincoln. This is one of my favorites. Just because who doesn't like Abe? Another 2000 in P. We'll give it a quick look. The problem with a lot of these is the tail feathers are so worn through circulation that even if you had a Cheerios, you may not pick it up. Another Quincy Adams. You gotta be kidding me. And this is a bankroll. There we go. That is a pretty decent hit. I think that's my first John F. Kennedy. Let's see. And that is gonna be probably the D is 5 million, the P is 6 million. So regardless, you're at a 5 or a 6 million minted coin there. So that's going to go down as a hit in. Oh, I missed a Susan B. Anthony, another 79D. So no shot at the close or the near date. So that's only on the P. A John Adams. Another John Adams. A nice looking James Garfield. I think this is just before NIFCs. I think this is an 11. Yeah, an 11D. So just before they went to low mintage. 2000D. James Buchanan. Well, we might have some. That probably going to be damage on her face there. So there's a Native American. Well, this one we will. I don't know how well showing these end dates show up. So this is an 11D. We'll let's pop over because I don't know the 11D. It's the Wampanoag Treaty. Or it's 48 million, so not extremely low, but still you don't hit the Native Americans all the time. James Madison. Another 2000 in P to check quick. That is a D. And the last one is a Thomas Jefferson. So there they are. I am going to switch over to the scope, and we'll scope the hits. We'll do this. We'll be just over an hour probably.
Waiting for a spot on an angled line.
I love this Walmart tune.
Drive to the outside, waste my time. Took my place high on the rise.
Let's look at the Kennedy first. Just to say we did it. We can just knock this off.
I'm proud to be just who I am. Salute the flag just like Uncle Sam.
Don't look like there's any dye chips or anything. I lost my chat again.
Payroll deduction for a 1K. Matching contributions that they never.
I don't think there'll be anything on this, but
helping out the needy, helping out the poor. They're working for nothing at that page.
at least give the hits a look. Let's check our Sacagaweas. Yeah, see, essentially two worn tell, which is essentially the way it's gonna hash out most of the time. Oh, this is the Native American, well-worn Native American. I'm not aware of any known documented dye chips or anything on it. There's the eagle that I was saying. Looks like you could have a spitting eagle if you know, if it was a known documented thing, but it's that's damage. It's almost like a end strike or something. There's another gash in the body, but that is not your wounded eagle. And the tails are too hard to tell. Tail's gone, and a couple clashes is all we have there. Let's go to our nickels here. $69D, really nothing in my notes on it. But we'll give it a look for any standout die cracks or chips. Or anything that looks like it's $1940. What was this? This was a 40D. Still in pretty decent shape, I guess. Stands out there. another wearer that for the most part 41. So there might be something on a 41. 41D to look for. There's some mint mark errors on a 41D, but we're not going to see anything on that. Just a pretty typical 41 condition nickel. Back to a 64. This is actually a 64P. And I don't see anything that I have in my notes for 64 Philadelphia. And it's going to be pretty hard to pick up anything on this regardless. Alright, so that was the first roll. We only had one coin out of the second roll. 65. There's a very odd long line right there over Monticello. But definitely just a scratch in my opinion. No dye chips on the roof, or a lot of times there'll be like beehives over here. They call them beehives. It'll be a dye chip on the side. Pretty good scratch. I like finding dye chips like in the Alright, I'll be done in a little bit. 20 minutes. 64. D. There's a repunched mint mark or a double die. But as I say in probably every video I do, these old ones, it's so hard to get one that actually has got the condition to still end up seeing something. 69D. 69D is got a floating roof, so maybe we can hit the floating roof. And this one's probably in good enough shape. I'm gonna say no there because there's just a hint of that line, and no there. I mean, it's close, but it is not a floating roof. It also has the no FG possibility, but it is there. This is the only this particular one, I don't think there's any known chips on it or anything like that, or known errors. $60D, small and large date, and RPM they're a double die off. Nothing that's gonna stand out there. 68D. Supposedly a repunched mint mark. D over D to the west. There's not enough there to say, you know. We'll give it a look for die chips or anything that stands out. And 62D. Anything written for that? FG's there, noticeable. It's probably too worn to really come up with anything. Straight up 65. Everything looks legit there. Two more and then we'll do the recap. Call it a stream. Another 62D. I don't know if anybody's still hanging out. Last one to look at is the 70S. Gotta roll up a little bit. There is a double die Avers. And this might be the small date. It's hard. I always have to go back and look and see how to determine small date and large date. And you can kind of see the sheen that this 70S has still got. All right, that's it. That's where we're going to call it. I am going to switch back over. Switch over. And we will do the recap for the morning. All right. I am definitely going to say if I can get it to focus. It's going to be the 70. Getting there. 70S is definitely going to be one of the hitters. A 40 and the 41. The 41 the rest of them, I think we're 60s there, and we are going to also, where'd I put them? The Kennedy NIFC. So there is that's going to be our basically our 4 hits for the morning hunt. So I'm going to call it a stream. About an hour and 20 minutes or so. I guess that's not too bad. Thanks to everybody who popped in and hung out. Jack's, Investable Collectibles, Littlefoot. Cool to have you stop in. Probably do a stream. I don't know. Probably going to stream later tonight. Maybe do a decade's worth of scoping. So until the next one, we will talk to y'all later. Thanks, Investable. Always enjoy hanging with you. We'll talk to everybody later.